Sires, the TSG tree of 2020. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to blow. There we go. The classic. The only way.
Hey, if it works, it works.
There it is. And tonight, Nintendo presents a rare production, Donkey Kong Land.
I feel like Doug had that prepared because he whipped that up way too fast.
He's got it on he's got it on one of the macros.
Oh, lovely! My battery's dead.
Oh, your phone battery?
Oh, my battery on the save battery.
Oh. Look at this. This is you got to remember that this is a game on the Game Boy, and it's trying its best to, you know, replicate that experience that you get on the Super Nintendo. So, you know, don't expect perfection, but beautiful. Here comes Diddy. Little Diddy. And eventually, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. It becomes a Game Boy Color exclusive, and then it starts looking quite a bit better.
Actually, 3 is only Game Boy Color in Japan.
Oh, really? I thought we had one that had the clear card.
They did make Donkey Kong Country 1 on.
That's right.
Game Boy Color.
Okay. And then I think we got them eventually on the Game Boy Advance again or something, didn't we? Playing DK Land 2 on an OG Game Boy is mind-blowing. That's what I'm talking about, Phony. I remember playing through these as a little kid, just thinking like, oh my gosh, I get to experience. I only knew they came out on it because I got the green Game Boy Pocket, which I still have in my little video game room, and it on the box has Donkey Kong Land on the box. So how faithful is this to DKC? They're pretty much their own like brand new games, right?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're the Game Boy Donkey Kong Country, if you know what I mean. A lot of early Game Boy games were counterparts to NES games, but they were different.
Yeah, I knew Mega Man
had like the same plot and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man's a good example. Well, actually, it's not a good example because it has a different plot.
Yeah, it shares like the levels, and Robot Masters are like kind of in between ones. Like you get some.
I'm getting some weird graphical glitch here.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Donkey Kong Land 2 is a port of, I think, Donkey Kong Country 1. I can't remember. Baltus explained it to me one night.
No, all the lands are different. And you know, Donkey Kong Land 1 is, you know, basically the Game Boy version TM of Donkey Kong Country 1. And Donkey Kong Land 2 is the Game Boy version TM of Donkey Kong Country 2. And as I'm sure you can guess, the third one follows this trend as well.
Yeah, then the Game Boy Color ones come out, and they're, I think, more straight up closer to ports. Actually, the Game Boy Color is quite a bit more powerful than the regular Game Boy. You can tell with the difference between like this and the Game Boy version, color version of Donkey Kong Country. So mine didn't quite look like this because I played on a Pocket, and so I didn't have this type of
yeah, I played it on Super Game Boy
colorization to it. I eventually played it on.
The color's actually better here on a Game Boy Color than it is on Super Game Boy.
Uncle said Donkey Kong Land 1 has new enemies, new level types. Might even say this one's superior. I tried the hardest here. I'm trying to think if there's any other like attempted ports on the Game Boy. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot, but ones that I played. You guys know of any like Game Boy ports from any other system? There's like Mega Man that has kind of pseudo ports. They don't have to be like direct ones. I played like Toy Story, but I think all Toy Story games were different. Like even like the Genesis and Super Nintendo were different from the Game Boy one. Kid Icarus. Oh, Battle of Olympus. I did not know this until I looked it up years later. There's actually a Game Boy port. And I think I didn't know it because I don't think it ever came out in North America. It might have been a European.
The Game Boy Kid Icarus is actually a sequel.
Oh, it is? Oh, cool. And then Mortal Kombat ports. Oof, not good. I never played those. Mortal Kombat.
I'm not good at this game, by the way.
I grew up on Mortal Kombat 2 on Game Boy. I never got to try those out. I think I probably wanted to as a kid, but I never got a shot. I'd go over to my friend's house and play Sega Genesis. There was a Mortal Kombat, I think, on the 64 that was a launch game, like one of the few 64 launch games. I think it was like Wave Race, Mario 64, and Mortal Kombat. My friend down the street also had that, or at least it was one of those like launch window games. 3DS Street Fighter 4. Now that's a good handheld fighter. That's the only game I had on my 3DS for a long time. We did that was back when we were doing TSG 24/7. We did live. I really, really wish I had the foresight. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't have taken a lot for me to think that I should have done this. We don't have a lot of archive footage, but I did me, Rob, and my brother did a launch night 3DS to where we stayed out in front of GameStop and we interviewed people. We got the 3DS, we came back and we played it, and it was a lot of fun. We got Street Fighter on the 3DS. We also did the same thing for Madden. That was so stupid. I think Rob might have found some of like the video from the Madden one. He's like, I ran across it and he's like, it was so bad. I remember that live stream where you got the 3DS and beat Mega Man. You remember which Mega Man? I'm trying to remember back. On the same day.
So I'm noticing that this game uses the like Battletoads hearts for lives.
The one on the Wii, so I'd assume 9 or 10. Oh yeah. Man, those were hard. You sure it wasn't Oscar that beat it? I can't remember. I know I got them right when they came out, but I had such a hard time with them. I might have. Sometimes some things I have a really good memory about, and then some. Like there was the other day, or it was the last marathon, I was trying to remember if I'd beat Prime 3, and Fox was like, I don't think you beat it. I was like, I thought I did. So I went back to my save file and I actually had not. A lot of times it's because we played Metroid Prime 3 so many times during our marathons, and I've watched these games so many times, and sometimes it bleeds into like, did I finish this? Or am I just remembering someone else finishing this? And then there's that other time where what's that?
Can I play a game that's not bad now?
Play whatever you want. I know you don't want to play the greatest game of all time, but it's okay. What other Game Boy games do you have?
I got all the Mega Mans.
Ooh, do you want to play one of those? You got Conquer?
I do.
Ooh, do you like that game?
Not really.
Okay, never mind. Trying to think if there's any other Game Boy ports that I can think of. There's definitely been some ambitious ports on. I mean, you
Uncle is such a hater. Sipping that haterade just because he likes a bad game.
Battletoads.
It's okay, Uncle. You're allowed to like bad games.
Does anybody have any guilty pleasure games?
Guilty pleasure
That
games?
you know is bad.
Sonic 06.
Oh, that's really good, Caden. We got all this Game Boy talk. I won't spoil it, actually. Caden's giving you guys a sample of what you could get if you want to donate $5 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
This is one of those hacked Game Boys that had very vivid colors.
Okay, but let me think. What we're talking about, guilty pleasures. Phony says Final Fantasy 13. Dagger says Metroid. That can't be a guilty pleasure. Metroid's classic.
The first Metroid is not a good game. Most Metroid fans agree on this.